Hi, and welcome to Charlestown and beyond. I'm host Kathy Cookie Giordano, and it's really a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to start by presenting something that happened over the past week for the children of Charlestown. And David was kind enough to go out into the community with the B&N TV camera and tape a few minutes of it. So let's get right into that.
I'd like to introduce Jessica and her daughter Anna. Jessica is a volunteer at Harvest on Vine Food Pantry, and she does a great job. She's a great mom, and we want to wish Jessica Merry Christmas.
Thank you. This is very great for the kids. I love this. My kids are all happy. Thank you so much, Tom.
Anna, say hi.
Say hi, did this? No?
I'd like to introduce Sheila Donegan. Sheila was nice enough to invite us to this event. She started it 4 years ago. Sheila, why don't you tell us how this whole thing started?
Yeah, so we have an outreach ministry in downtown Boston called Boston Dream Center, and we've been coming into the Charlestown community for about 3 or 4 years now with our mobile food truck outreach, bringing groceries for families. But last year was the first time we did the Christmas celebration here. But we're actually so excited that we get to join with the Harvest on Vine, with the Charlestown Community Center and Christ Church Charlestown to do our event together. But we just really wanted to love the people in the community, get our arms around people and celebrate Christmas and have a special time for the family and the kids.
I'd like to introduce Tina Goodnow. I've known Tina for 15 years, and she's now on the board of the Charlestown Resident Alliance. Tina, what's it feel like to be on the board?
I joined the board recently because I want to be a voice for the residents and help in any process that has to deal with the residents of this community.
Tina's a great mother. She's got a mother of 3 boys. They're all good kids. Tina, you're doing a great job.
Wasn't that great? Didn't the children have a great time? And I want to thank Tom McDonald for standing in for the host of that portion. And I want to thank Representative Danny Ryan, who is prepared to host the whole show. And it just, everything, you know, it was one of those mornings where Murphy's Law took a hold, and it just didn't happen. But thanks, Danny. I so appreciate your being willing and on hand to do that. And let's get in. Let me mention first who was responsible for presenting that wonderful morning. They called it the Charlestown Christmas Family Celebration, and it was sponsored by Harvest on Vine Food Pantry, Christ Church in Charlestown, the Harvard Kent School, Charlestown Community Center, Boston Dream Center, and the parishioners at St. Mary St. Catherine's Parish. Thank you to you at all. I know that the children really enjoyed it, so thank you for that. And now I just want to say, you know, we're getting really close to Christmas, and if you have any last-minute shopping that you have to do for that child in your family who loves science, may I suggest that you go down to the Navy Yard to E-Ink, that science program down there, and they have some wonderful gifts that you could give a child up to an adult for this holiday. And let me see what they have. They have science kits, books, games, animals, and stocking stuffers. They're located right inside Gate 5 off Chelsea Street at 114 16th Street, and they're open weekdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you want to get more information, give them a call at 617-242-4700. I know if you have a child or a young adult that's interested in science, you're going to find a gift for them down there. So make it worth your while. Now, I had the pleasure of getting together some of the guests that I've had on the show over the past year, and gathered them and had them come and speak, wish their holiday greetings to all of you. And my man on the street, Sal Giratani, is the first one. So let's listen to what Sal has to say.
This is Sal Giratani, wishing everyone in Charlestown a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We've had a busy year this last year, and isn't it true that every year Christmas comes faster and faster? When I was a kid, it took forever. But here we are back at Christmas, and I just wanted to wish everybody a very happy holiday. And I was thinking recently about when I lived in Charlestown and I was involved in the Townie Center. And that started in 1982, by the way. I can remember, I think it started inside the bank building in Thompson Square and eventually moved over to the old Harvard School, the Mary Colbert Apartments, where people would gather just before Christmas, and there'd be these big giant baskets filled with all sorts of stuff and a nice hot meal for people. And then people would we've had all these great volunteers. A lot of them have passed on, but they used to get replaced a lot by younger people. And so it lasted like 25, 27 years. And then like everything, sometimes all good things come to an end, but it was an experience for me to be helping in the community, because it brought back memories of my mother's family in Charlestown, and how Charlestown was always a place that people used to help each other. And recently I now live in East Boston because I can't afford Charlestown right now. I've been helping with the soup kitchen over in Maverick Square. And it's the same kind of community gathering where people come together to help those in need. And especially around Christmas time, but it's a 52-week job of helping people in need.
Well, there was Sal. Now, Sal's been on, and like I said, he's my man on the street, and he will be back in the new year. And Sal did a show on the Potato Sheds Memorial that is hidden away under the expressway, and he wants to have it moved to a better spot where people could, visit it and remember the potato sheds. So he's still working on that very diligently, so we'll find out in 2019 how that is progressing. Thank you, Sal. Now, I had the pleasure of going down to Hingham yesterday and having lunch with Abby Gray and her partner, Megan. It was a lovely get-together. And I asked them to say a few words for the holidays and also tell us about their venture into traveling and cooking. And they told me that they would like to come back and do a special show for Valentine's Day. So watch for them coming up in February. Here's Abby and Megan.
Merry Christmas from Travel with Abby and Megan. I'm Abby Gray.
And I'm Megan Buto.
And we're very happy to wish you a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year on Charlestown and beyond. We're so grateful to Cookie for inviting us back in February for a trip to Bordeaux. We're going to take you to the wine country where there is a lot to do. Megan, what is there to do on your side of that?
Well, in addition to having fabulous wine, there's so many wonderful places to explore in Bordeaux. I love the Wine Museum, which talks about the history and everything that goes on in that beautiful region. The Opera House is amazing, a beautiful sight to behold, as well as some trips out to the chateaus and vineyards. You just can't go wrong.
And the Opera House is across from the Intercontinental, which is an absolutely beautiful, restored, I think it was probably a chateau.
Sure,
and now
yeah.
it's a gorgeous hotel, which houses the Michelin-starred restaurant Presser, which Gordon Ramsay created with Gilad Pilad, who is the executive chef.
And you had a chance to eat there, right, Abby?
I did have a chance to eat there.
So hopefully Abby will bring us there and show us everything there is to see.
Yes, it is a pretty amazing experience. But you can also just go on the corner and get regular amazing street food, of course, because you're in Bordeaux. And the wine education school is really neat because they are training, in addition to training people off the street like us, they're training sommeliers.
And you get to sample all the wine that is made right there in that region, right?
Yes, you can have a glass of Margaux for €8.
That's
really
amazing.
Yeah. And then
and you're not just sampling the wine, but you're learning about it. You're learning about the pours and the region. And
yeah,
the
you learn
chateaus
about
that
the
it comes
history,
from, right?
too, the history of each village.
Yeah.
Every village has a different terroir. So a lot like Boston and a lot like Charlestown, there's a lot of things that go into that each little village that make it unique.
So much local history and information about each spot. Yeah, makes it all the more delicious.
Yes. So we want you to come with us to Bordeaux, and we will have lots of yummy recipes to share with you. We'll cook on the show.
Some beautiful pictures and sights to be seen.
And maybe a walking map.
Oh, that would be great.
So
come
Merry
along with
Christmas.
us. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Wasn't it great to see them? I got to tell you, they are so enthusiastic about their tour business and cooking with Abby. Abby is a certified chef, and they're just delightful women. And you know, they have tours that you can join them. And she told me that they're spreading out. They already go to France and Italy, and they're spreading out to Spain. And there's another country that I can't remember right now, but. If you want to get more information, you can always contact me. So then I had the delightful afternoon visit with Eddie Long. Now, I don't know if you remember Eddie's show. It was for Veterans Day. And he did a very special piece on a particular veteran. And I have to be honest with you, it was viewed more times than any other show produced in the 13 years that we have had on air. And it was just a delightful show. And Eddie has promised that he will come back in a few months, and he's going to do another show on the day in the life of a sailor on board Constitution. So that should be very, very interesting. But let's listen to Eddie and his greetings for all of you. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Eddie Long, and I'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm sitting here today in the Constitution Museum in the historic Charlestown Navy Yard. You may remember me from the show I did on Charlestown's William Tannen, the World War II glider pilot. I really enjoyed doing the show, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. So in 2019, I hope to be back on Charlestown and Beyond with more of Charlestown's amazing history. See you then, and Merry Christmas.
There he is, Eddie. We'll have to watch for what he's going to come up with in the future. Now, you know, the show is dedicated to Harvest on the Vine Food Pantry. And the generosity of the people in the businesses of Charlestown is astounding as to what they donate in order to feed the hungry in Charlestown. And Charlestown is known as a wealthy community now. It's very hard for us blue collars to afford to live there any longer. But that doesn't mean that there aren't poor that live in the community. And everyone comes together and supports the effort of Tom McDonald, the director of the food pantry. And I asked Tom to come and just say a few words. So here's my friend, Tom McDonald.
Hi, my name is Tom McDonald, Director of Harvest on Vine Emergency Food Pantry in Charlestown. We're part of St. Mary St. Catherine Parish. And I'd like to thank the whole community of Charlestown for supporting us. Because of your generosity, a couple of weeks ago, we were able to give out 720 turkey baskets to families that are needy, that need a little bit of help. This Thursday, we'll be giving out over 400 spiral hams for Christmas, and we can't do this without your generosity, and we are so grateful at the pantry. Charlestown is such a special place. The sense of community here and generosity is like nothing I've seen, and we're the beneficiaries of that, so I appreciate your generosity. I also want to say thank you to the volunteers. They make the whole thing go. At Thanksgiving, it was a horrible day. We had about 100 volunteers, and they stayed right to the end. And were able to distribute roughly 45,000 pounds of food that day. So I want to thank our volunteers, all the churches in Charlestown, the businesses, the organizations. It's a real community effort here. So I'm just filled with gratitude for your generosity. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Holiday season. Thank you.
Tom works so hard. He is always out going to the Greater Boston Food Bank or businesses that are contributing food items. And he mentioned a spiral ham going to be given out earlier today, this afternoon at the food pantry. And it's not just a spiral ham. It's vegetables, fresh vegetables, canned vegetables. It's a whole dinner for these people to enjoy on Christmas Day. So, you know, they're always looking for volunteers, even though they have a wonderful crew. And they're still always looking for donations. The shelves go bare very, very fast. So if you can donate any non-perishable food to the food pantry, you can bring it down to the Cooperative Bank, 201 Main Street in Charlestown. You can deliver it to the food pantry at 49 Vine Street. That's in the basement of the St. Mary St. Catherine's Rectory. Or you can bring it to the Parish Center at 46 Winthrop Street in Charlestown. And they will be so grateful for it. And, you know, if you're not in town, if you're a former resident, a townie, and you would like to contribute, we all remember how we grew up and how good we were to our neighbors. If you can send a few dollars, a lot of dollars, you can mail that to Harvest on Vine Food Pantry, Parish Center, 46 Winthrop Street, Charlestown, 02129. And I sincerely know that it will be greatly received and used. So thank you for that. And thank you for Tom and my other guests that came on today to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I know that you will be seeing them in the year to come. We're planning some exciting shows, and we're on the first and third Thursday of every month. And the show can be seen at 6:30 on Thursdays, but it is also repeated on BNN TV. And then you can also catch the current show and all the past shows on YouTube, on Charlestown and Beyond, or on Facebook, Charlestown and Beyond. So I hope you'll catch some shows, and I'm always looking for your input, your ideas, your suggestions, even your complaints. Let me know. We always want to improve. So with that, I got a very special gift to be shared with all of you from Paul Lane. It's a Christmas card from Charlestown. And I'm going to close with that. And at the end of that, another gift. Boy, have I been lucky this year. From Eddie Lone. He went down to the Constitution and filmed the firing of the cannon at sunset. And you're going to enjoy that. So to all of you, a very Merry Christmas and the very best in the new year. And remember, Charlestown, take care of one another. Goodbye.
When the stars are in the skies, make a wish and close your eyes. Are you dreaming, angels singing, everything Someone's dreaming, bells are ringing, everything is one. It's the magic of the night. High up in the sky, can you see a shining light? Can it be that we can see?